channel of your choice.
M23 today is seen as a leftover of the original M23 movement formed in April 2012. These rebels were the offspring of the National Congress for the Defense of People, better known by the French acronym CNDP, a rebel phase which fought the DRC government between 2006 and 2009. Both groups draw on a claim that the Congolese Tutsi and the other ethnic community in the eastern DRC are discriminated against. They are considered of Rwandan descent, commonly known as Rwandaphones. And the consequences of this plight convicts the innocent citizen in the entire Africa Great Lakes region. The organization would later not seem to match a coalition of the UN and DRC army, hence splitting into the eruption of infighting between the two groups. One wing made up of roughly 1,700 soldiers fled to Uganda, while the other of 700 fighters chose their way to Rwanda. Many of those fighters thereafter demobilized voluntarily and negotiated their way into the DRC's National Army. In 2017, a few hundred remnants of the Ugandan wing would trace their way back to DRC. And at some point they could clash with the DRC's National Army without showing sign of intensity until 2021 when the rebel group resumed obliged attacks. The segmentation of M23 has made it hard to estimate how large the group is today. Commanding the region that has been volatile for decades with countless unresolved grievances simmering under the surface constitutes a ready reservoir for recruitment and mobilization. The group's ability to suppress the DRC army in North Kivu with its limited military force has convinced many experts to believe that the rebel group has military backing from the neighboring Rwanda and to a lesser extent, Uganda. This has made the DRC government strongly oppose any form of peace talk with the rebel outfit. The majority of M23 rebel combatants originates from North Kivu province and specifically from Masisi and Rushuru. These territories are closer to the border of Rwanda where fighting takes place. They are extremely familiar with the terrain and might enjoy the local support from inhabitants. This gives them a reason to admire the control of Goma with all of its strategic resources. This region commanded by M23 has a huge traffic of commercial trucks carrying goods from the Kenya port of Mombasa through Uganda to Goma and Bukavu in the DRC. Controlling the border town of Bunagana provides M23 an opportunity to raise an additional fund through informal taxation. The region is also rich in terms of natural resources, which motivate several quarters to join and support the rebel groups. M23 rebels seem to understand that fighting near Goma exerts more pressure on the Congolese government for dialogue, and that attacking the city would increase more international pressure against rebels and Rwanda, hence making it hard for them to capture the city. Special force reports have hinted that the rebel is currently able to operate around the clock, thanks to the night vision devices and equipment. The rebel also has longer range weapons such as mortar and machine gun. This would have been supplied by a well-organized army. The reason Rwanda security services are suspected of supporting the rebel outfit to the disadvantage of the DRC National Army, which is extremely corrupted, ill-equipped, and low on military morals. It is well known that the soldiers' ratio disappear into the hands of the generals. In many cases, soldiers can spend days without logistic support simply because senior officers and military generals are more concerned with accumulating resources even at the expense of their rank and file soldiers. The political scientists argue that the DRC government should have opted to politically engage the rebel main sponsor Rwanda, formally or informal.
If you are causing me problems from anywhere, right? Why don't I have reasons to go and fight them?
Rwanda involvement into the DRC dates back to 1996 when it backed the rebellion that toppled the long-time ruler Mobutu Sese Seko. Its subsequent involvement through the proxies such as M23 has both security and economic motivation. For its role, Rwanda has come under intense diplomatic pressure from the international community. This includes key Western allies such as the US, the UK, and France. Kagame has little choice but to withdraw his military logistically and political support and get M23 leave the larger area the rebels have occupied. This has happened before. Under the UN sanction regime, all UN member states, including Rwanda and Uganda, are obligated to take the necessary measures to prevent the entry into the transit through their territories of all persons on the sanction list. Governments that assist abusive armed groups like the M23 risk becoming accomplices in their crimes.